ultimate power in the universe.
Last we will reveal ourselves.
I have a bad feeling about this.
You are now tuned into Lightsaber Radio. If you only knew the power of dark.
Here it comes. Let's go.
You are now tuned into Lightsaber Radio. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello there.
We're here, we're back, and welcome to Lightsaber Radio, your weekly hive of scum and villainy for anything and everything Star Wars. Thank you for joining us for this very special episode of LSR, where we cannot wait to talk about all things Star Wars Eclipse. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell to join our live shows, and if you like this video, drop us a like. It means the whole galaxy. Let's get into this. I am so excited.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes.
Not gonna lie, when I saw it, I was on Twitter when everybody started posting photos. I was like, this is bullshit. This ain't real. I got on YouTube and I watched it. I'm like, oh shit, this is real. This is some real shit.
Right.
Lucas Games accidentally dropped this before the Game Awards. No.
Dude, yeah, and it kind of came out of nowhere. Like, we've been waiting for one for so long, and right as we're not expecting it anymore, boom, it's right there.
Oh man, it was a slap in the face.
It's also Bring Home the Bounty this week, and if you guys cast your minds back to the first episodes where we started discussing it, this week was a video game controller. That's what the logo was. There were rumors from the beginning that there was going to be a video game trailer drop, so maybe that's not so much a mistake, more just a marketing choice. Get in there before all of the hype.
I think it's all hype. I think this is bullshit.
Yes,
This is some fucking bullshit. Hey,
You
this
got
is
to
my
skip
thing.
it.
When I get the video game in my hand, when I can go
You're not even gonna
to
buy it.
GameStop, I know, but if I wanted to, if I want to go to GameStop or go to Walmart and go buy the game, when I can put it in my hand, then it's existed. Right now, it's just bullshit, marketing bullshit. I think it's all a lie. They lying.
To be fair to Kyle, there wasn't really much to go off in the trailer. Like, don't get me wrong, the trailer was sick, but it didn't tell us anything.
There's a
Garrison,
scene in that trailer
Garrison,
that looks like from Revenge of the Sith.
I did not make 50 points worth of notes for this trailer to tell us nothing.
Okay, what did it really tell us about the game, the trailer itself?
So obviously, like, it's a cinematic trailer, so it's not actual gameplay footage. It's more.
That's what I'm
meant to sort of,
saying.
like,
It's just
entice
meant to
you
pump
and
you up.
interest you.
It's given us.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
But I guess if the gameplay footage isn't ready yet, then this is as best we're gonna get for now. But I'm obsessed. I screamed into I grabbed the duvet that I had and I screamed into it. I was just,
A what?
Yeah,
duvet.
what?
Cover, blanket, comforter.
There we
Oh.
go.
I was like, what the hell?
Hold on,
Like,
hold
I
on.
know what you're meaning, but I want you to explain this.
Right. You know,
Hey, what's going-
you know the big thick blanket that you go to sleep underneath, like the big squishy thing that you put the cover over. That's called a duvet in this country.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Sure.
Learn
Yeah,
something
we'll
new
go with
every
that.
day.
We'll go with that.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait, hold up. This is not Charlie's Impossible Quiz time right now. You can't be throwing out stuff there. We have no
Slow
idea
down.
what
We
it
don't
is.
need more questions.
What's going on, World Fanboy?
Hey
to
man,
see you in the
thanks for
chat.
joining us. Right, are we going to get into it? Are we going to watch it? Are we going to break it down? Are we going to
Yes.
talk about it? Because I
Yes.
am ready
Yes,
to
we
go.
are. Yes. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, no, I'm just Here we go.
Go at my speed, Kyle. My speed.
Drops a sick beat though.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be real.
That
Give me on the
tribal
mic.
music is.
It's a new Star Wars video game.
I know where that is. I know what
Lucasfilm
that
is
is.
getting
I know
more
what those
fame.
planets are. I know where that
Hoth system.
is. It's Hoth. It's the Hoth system.
That's Naboo, though, isn't it?
Is it?
No, I don't think so.
Another plush toy.
Yeah. Can't make that
I know
money.
Disneyland gonna hop on that real quick.
We've got Duro, campaign species. Love that. Yoda.
It's like Revenge
No,
of the Sith.
that pumped me up.
Yeah. this isn't 3PO, but
How good is this
scared
though? Like, how good does it look? It looks really good.
I'm assuming this is done with like Unreal Engine.
Dude, this looks more like a movie than it does a.
Yeah.
It's so hyper
video.
realistic.
I want to know who these drummers are.
Was that his team?
This is the Trade Federation of Battleships. It's Voldemort.
Look, Voldemort got
it's
a nose.
Voldemort.
I know, right?
I was about to say, I was like, Voldemort got a nose job.
No, my question is, who is this guy? This was what I was sitting back like, who is this guy?
Flip out.
The black
Kind of like some mummy shit, ready to crazy.
ASMR sniper.
Okay.
So I want to point out that this is the same studio that made Heavy Rain and Detroit Become Human. So we've got big, cinematic, emotional, moving like storylines and
Can we just... Okay, I got something to ask. Who the fuck is drumming? What is that?
Voldemort.
It's Voldemort.
Okay.
Yeah.
It got to be a different. Like, I'm
be a
pretty
different
sure that
species.
Charlie done looked all this up and knows exactly who these people are. But this is a race of somebody that I haven't seen in Star Wars yet, and that drew me in. But once again, I go back to the same philosophy is until I got the damn game, this is just a really nice trailer. You know, it looks more like a movie trailer than a
That's why
video
I'm so
game.
finished.
But my thing is, so when is this time set? Like, when is this supposed to be in the time set and all that stuff? Like, I want to know when this is supposed to be around.
Pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me.
That was just
So-
a general question.
It was pretty open
can
doors
I-
there.
Nick and I spent a good sort of 2 hours kind of breaking this down. A lot of people are theorizing that it is pure High Republic. Obviously, there's a lot of very similar aesthetics, lightsabers, collars, costumes. However, there is an awful lot that suggests there are hints of prequel storylines. If you look, take for example the scene with the big sort of ship platform, the watery planet with the big cliffs. There's a crashed Naboo starfighter in the water. And they weren't created until sort of the kind of beginning of what we understand as the prequel era. There's quite a lot of indications that this is potentially sort of set between peak High Republic and the beginning of the prequel story. So we're getting that kind of mid-period pure Republic era that we've maybe not seen before.
Does that mean
That's
we
my
get
theory.
Dooku and Qui-Gon Jinn?
So
Okay.
possibly.
Okay,
Sorry.
yeah.
Sorry.
Let's do this. I'm gonna go back to the video.
Yoda.
Oh, yeah,
But
we got
Yoda's
Yoda.
900 years old when he died, so
Oh, man,
Yoda's
he's
been around
seen so
forever.
much
It
shit.
Hey,
It
Yoda's
might be
Yoda,
young
bro.
Yoda. It
I
might
don't
be
care.
young
I didn't see
Yoda.
a cane when he was standing there, so it might be.
Yeah, he's
All right, all
probably
right.
around sort of middle-aged.
Okay, I'm gonna start the video again, and we'll stop
Okay.
like we usually do, and then we'll go
Okay.
through. And Charlie, you tell us what the hell is going on since you did all the research. Oh wait, hold up. Why is it not doing it? Add the screen. I ain't gonna lie, that Eclipse is dope.
Okay. So I'm going to talk about those opening shots. Obviously, we see an eclipse happening, and we also see that mirrored in the eyes. This is a really nice example of how incredible. I assume it's Unreal Engine with the kind of hyper realism. You get a real taste of just how far computer graphics have gone. Like, I thought it was real. I thought it was a real like human being for a second. You really have to look. Also, with the sort of blue iris and the orange and red of the sun, you've got that kind of nice red and blue, those classic Star Wars colors, sort of reminiscent of Sith eyes. I think there's a lot in this trailer that's designed to give us that sense of familiarity.
Can I just say it's gotta fucking hurt to stare at the sun? That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, which motherfuckers looking at an eclipse with no...
Sorry, I had to say it.
What's going on?
It was right there.
What's going on, Nick? What's going on, Dylan? What's going on, Olivia? Thank you guys for joining us.
Welcome to Lightsaber Radio. We really appreciate you being here.
Yeah, so we're dissecting this trailer, and
We are.
Charlie knows everything.
Man, it's about midway to drop that bomb ass beat though. Like,
I want to know who are these people, Charlie?
I'm like really like he's jacked for starters.
I think Kyle has a point. I looked through my books, I dug through Wikipedia. There doesn't seem to be the closest I can look at. If you look at the shot of his face at the end of the trailer, the closest like similarity is Kaminoan's. That kind of slit nose, thin mouth, high cheekbones. But obviously there's no kind of like physical similarities there. But I think, like Kyle said, it is an unknown species. I couldn't find out who they were.
Maybe they're the Kaminoans before they got
before the enhancements, because
oh yes, of course. I didn't think...
that's how they stayed alive. We saw this on Bad Batch. They cloned each other. Maybe that's how they started, and then they enhanced themselves to.
It'd be dope.
I love you guys.
Well, because they're not blue enough, and then they couldn't be, the chicks just are blue with red eyes. That dude didn't have no red eyes.
And it's not the Yuzhan Vong.
No. No. Yuzhan Vong look humanoid from my remembrance. You just can't use the Force against them. So for some reason, the Force don't work against them for some reason. All right, let's keep going.
They got beats though.
Yeah, sick beats.
Rhythm in my life.
Here we are setting up the classic Star Wars space pan. This is the Hoth system. That is the asteroid belt.
That's Jupiter.
Can we?
Well done, Garrison.
Hey, you know your planets. Good for you. A+ for the day.
Hold on. These planets are pretty flipping close to each other. I feel like the gravity would get messed up. Sorry, I just my analytical mind is having problems. Just kidding.
Quit being so scientifical. This is a Star Wars podcast. This ain't science. Ain't none of this shit.
Shut up, Garrison. Shut up. So yeah, we've got what I can only guess is the asteroid field that Han Solo famously navigates. We've got the green planet. If you look at a model of the Hoth system, if you go towards the very outer edges of it, you have a big green planet, a medium-sized red planet, and the small blue planet in the background is Hoth. So I would like to conclude that this is in fact the Hoth system, as the game is happening in the outer rim, and that's where Hoth is located. Thank you very much. Case closed. The defense rests.
Okay, can we just talk about what the hell is happening with that ship? Because the left booster engine goes out midway through.
Yeah,
did he not make it through the asteroid field?
That's where we were still flying off the ship.
Yeah, I think
you pulled it. You said an Anakin. Obi-Wan.
Now this is pod racing.
I wonder what's happening. Is it a star fight, or did he not Did he have a problem going through the asteroid field?
I don't even think that's the astrofoil. I think that's if you look, it goes all the way around over here to the other side.
Oh, it's
a ring around the
Maybe
planet.
I'm wrong.
Yeah, because there's a ring around the planet.
I still think that ring probably screwed him up because he probably shot.
I think
we know light
Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn. Yeah.
Man, I didn't know they were that close to each other. I don't know shit about space, I guess.
But if you came out of hyperspace into that ring, that's going to cause you some problems.
Oh yeah. Oh god. Just imagine.
And just depending on how big the ring is from the outer edge of the planet, because I know usually you come out within the system, but
and this is like, from what we've read, this is kind of an uncharted territory, so they might have done calculations wrong, and that's totally possible.
Yeah, like parts of the ship are literally falling off.
That would be
they got shot.
Stuff falling off in space. Yeah, that wouldn't be a good thing.
No.
Okay. That would definitely be a very bad thing. All right, let's keep going.
Okay, that's Naboo. I'm just saying it because that's a Naboo guard right there.
I don't know.
Wait. So, I theorize that this could possibly be Naboo. The architecture is somewhat similar. We haven't seen those kind of tall pillars, buildings, or that kind of temple in the background. However, this could possibly be, I theorize it might be Canto Bight, but during the daytime. Because Canto Bight's based on Cantonica, which is in the Outer Rim.
Yeah.
Okay, so he has kind of like a Naboo guard look, that guard right there at the
Yes.
bottom left, but he also has a Mandalorian, or not Mandalorian, Coruscant guard look too.
Yeah, this
Well-
is the thing. I think they're Senate guards, which is a security force of the Republic, also known as the Boys in Blue.
Well, I
So-
mean, you look at it. I mean, you could really look at it and be like, this could be Coruscant back in the day before it got really built up. If it's back in the old, in the High Republic time, because you got some buildings going up. They building that could be, the original part of the Jedi Temple. It could have still been down kind of low, and they just haven't built it up yet.
Right?
I
Yeah.
mean, you got-
they shouldn't. They should have left Coruscant looking like this if that's how it looked. Just saying. I don't like the futuristic cities with no water. I like the way Naboo looks. It actually looks good. But
I don't know. Yeah, when you're looking at that, like if you look at the bottom left hand part of the screen, the copper little top building right there,
it's got a Naboo
around there. It does kind of look like Naboo, like something that Naboo would look like. I don't know. It just seems like there's.
Look at
a
that
lot
ship
of-
in like the middle. The ship
really-
in the background, like
Yeah.
kind of in the middle. We've seen that before, haven't we?
It looks like the transport ship of how they got
Yeah.
to Naboo. Anakin
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Padme.
yeah. Anakin and Padme. Wasn't that like a refugee ship or something?
Yeah. It was
Aw.
a transport for refugees and people that transport themselves from like Coruscant to Naboo, or from like Naboo to another planet of some sort. I think that's Naboo. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I think it's Naboo
Fair.
too. It looks like Naboo. All right, let's move on. Let's see where we're at.
Pause right here.
Admiral Akbar.
Can I just say one thing before anything? Disney better hop on that shit and put it in the creature stall at Disneyland and Disney World. I'm just saying.
Oh.
Those things are too damn cute, and they're probably going to be important in the game, I hope. That'd be cool.
And
It's a trap.
I don't know how many of our British listeners are tuned in at this precise moment in time, but those funny little green monkey bird creatures remind me an awful lot of the puppet bird Orville.
Oh, hey, I know that. Hey,
You know Orville.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yes, for those America listeners, those are like common in England. They're all over the trees and stuff.
Yeah, they're
They
everywhere.
attack.
They're very
Yes.
native, particularly to the Midlands.
No, I'm sorry, but if they don't have that in the creature stall at Disneyland or Disney World, I feel like that's a missed marketing opportunity. I
It
really
depends
do.
how the game goes. I think they'll wait to see how it goes in the game and then release it, depending on that.
That's fair.
Hi, Ethan. Thanks for joining the chat. Oh, but aren't they adorable?
Hey,
Give me
cardboard
50.
cutout. How are
Yes,
you?
cardboard cutout. You know Orville.
They got 3 eyes.
Yeah, they got
They're
3 eyes.
adorable.
It looks cute.
I don't like
Like I
it.
said,
I don't like
missed
it. I don't trust them.
opportunity.
You don't trust
You
them.
don't trust them?
I don't
don't
trust
trust
him.
Bro, remember the
Also-
flipping monkey from Indiana Jones? Like, flip.
Hey, come
Can't
on.
trust
Also,
that thing.
clock on the left, we have Greedo species. If anybody can remind me what they're called, slipped out of my mind.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Maybe in the
let's-
chat. Come on, roll farm boy.
Come on, Roll, do our job for us.
I know he's paying attention. All I know is that Han shot first.
Okay, then
Also, this kind of crowded market feels very sort of Batu.
Rhodians.
Rhodians, thank you.
Thank you, Ethan. Where are you at, Roll? You're normally on top of this.
I just want to
Yeah.
know why we have Raiden right here.
Hey man, sometimes you gotta branch out, make more money off of something else. You know, you can't just be in one thing.
Can somebody explain for the person in the room who doesn't understand? Thank you.
Raiden is a
Kombat.
character in Mortal Kombat. He was
Oh.
like the lightning god, dude.
I thought he was
Finish
the ice,
him.
no, the ice guy, the
Oh,
wrong person.
Mortal Kombat. I see.
Or he could kind of be like off of what was that, Big Trouble Little China?
I don't know.
Hey,
Yeah.
the thing is, I'm thinking that species off of Clone Wars that he uses his helmet as a shield, kind of like Captain America would. It was when Darth Maul was going to go Capture the Hutt. He was one of the Jabba the Hutt's bodyguards.
And he was in some. Yeah, he was in the Clone Wars, and he was with Cad Bane and their little crew when they attacked the Jedi Temple.
Yeah, maybe that's where that comes from. Maybe.
He's also sat in she is also sat in a very classic sort of Jedi meditation pose. We also see quite a few more of these large hatted people in the sort of various crowd scenes.
Embo.
If it's Embo, I'd lose my mind because we don't know how long that species lives for.
I don't know. Look at his hands; they look very human to me.
Yeah, the hands look very human. Oh, Embo.
Did we really pay attention to Embo's hands when he was fighting? Though we were looking at everything else.
But he's not even.
He's got green hands.
Yeah, it's not even the same color. Like that don't work out.
That guy's
I'll be honest. I thought that was Cad Bane, but that's fine. It's not.
Did you see him stare at the guards though?
Yeah, I think he's hiding.
I think
Also, one eye patch, piracy, pirate versus the Trade Federation.
Just because he has an eye patch.
Yeah, just because of the eye patch.
No,
that's
That's
a generalization. I think that's pretty offensive to pirates.
No. Before I dig myself a hole, I have a theory for this. At the time, the Trade Federation, so the Trade Federation has been around before the sort of High Republic era, and the reason it was set up was to police the Outer Rim because there were huge problems with piracy, people going wherever they wanted, taking whatever they wanted, and I wonder if this is a slightly less than subtle way of being like, space pirates.
Arr.
Yeah. Keep trying to dig yourself out of that hole.
Yeah. Your head's just popping out at the moment.
Space
You're
pirates.
almost there.
Hey, Star Wars is disability inclusive. It's all good.
Okay.
All right.
Go.
Press play.
Hold on before you do.
Play the
yeah.
movie.
Can we just notice that he's got that monkey? The guy behind him's got the monkey on his shoulder.
Monkeys.
My thing is, if we go back and look at the guards, them definitely look like
It's very kind of Praetorian Temple Guard.
Yeah.
Oh, is that guy wearing a Jedi robe?
Yes.
Oh, where'd you see that?
Yes.
Right there.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
right
the
here.
Mon Calamari's wearing a Jedi robe.
I've never seen a Mon Calamari Force sensitive, so this was going to be a new
There are
thing.
two Force sensitive Mon Calamaris in Canada.
Yeah, and there's it's in the Clone Wars. Remember the
Kit Fisto's
young-
apprentice.
Yeah, Kit
Yeah.
Fisto's apprentice, and there's another.
And he
That
just
dies
killed.
by Grievous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never mind. I remember now. I just watched that episode the other day. I had to think about that.
There's Ikar Oki, who's a Calamari Jedi, and Nedar Veb, who was trained by Kit Fisto. I do my research.
That's how you know all these questions that we can't ever answer.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so those guards, though, is that like with a High Republic type deal? Sorry, I'm entranced by this. Okay, that's the fucking Jedi Temple on Coruscant.
That's definitely the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. So,
And that's Yoda, and you don't see a cane. He's standing up straighter than he normally does. He's got to be a younger version.
yeah. So this is I'm guessing it's back in the High Republic times.
Dude, he could have his cane like in front of him.
But why would he be standing so straight, though? Normally he's kind of at a slouch when he's leaning on it. He's standing pretty straight.
Yeah, but we
up.
know he's strong enough to like stand up, right? He's strong enough to stand up and like jump around, like when he fights Dooku. Like I don't know.
That's because he's using the Force. When he's just standing there looking out the window, he ain't using the Force.
No,
yet.
he's not gonna. He's not gonna.
He
use
looks a
force
little
powers.
hunched. He looks a little hunched.
Okay, fine. We'll let you have this one.
I'm just saying, kicking it. Because what Charlie said, what Charlie said, later on, we see that crashed N1 Naboo starfighter, right? And those weren't made until like 33 BBY.
Yep.
Like,
There is general theory thinks that Yoda is around sort of 400 to 600 years old, so kind of what we class as middle-aged. Also, Rural Farm Boy has been losing his mind in the chat, and I'm so sorry I've missed.
Yep.
I'm finally on to what he's on about. In the crowd scenes, the up-close shots, you see those three figures in the striped robes? They're Jeddah pilgrims.
Okay, I don't know
yeah.
what that is.
they
Jeddah
just got off the
pilgrims-
Mayflower, dude. They're about to have Thanksgiving. Bro, this is epic. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
I wonder how long it's going to take for this game to drop. That's what I'm worried about.
I'm trying to. I think Rural Farm Boy said they were Rogue One, possibly Rogue One or Rise of Skywalker. I can't quite. I'm struggling to fit my timelines together. But yes, they're Jedi pilgrims, which means we've seen them like physically, like in person. Such a beautiful character design.
I want to know why this is like the most. Like,
Thank you,
this
Rural
does
Farm
not.
Boy.
This is not like a video game picture. This is going to be the most.
This looks like Revenge of the
realistic.
Sith.
Yeah, this is going to be the most realistic video game in the history of time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is just
Yeah,
like
and-
that does
and
not
the
look like a
lens
video game.
flare, the
Yeah, and
lighting,
look in
the
the
shadows.
And look at the cityscape behind. Like, it's already pretty developed. So that means that earlier one that we couldn't decide probably isn't Coruscant, because we can see Coruscant's
Yeah.
already pretty developed.
Yeah, so we know that. Yeah, because that's already pretty big up, you know. And this is the same Jedi High Council room as it's in, at least in the prequel trilogy. So
Yeah,
we know that
take a
has to
seat,
be.
Skywalker.
It has to be. The chairs are the
Ooh.
same,
Oh,
so it
not
has to
quite.
be.
Not quite. I did some reading about this. As we can assume that this is an earlier version of the Jedi Council room, because in the prequel films, Plo Koon has a specific seat style. His seat is much higher backed, whereas here the chairs are uniform except for Yoda's little seat.
Well, if you
Well,
look
you
at
can't see
where
all
Mace
of them,
Windu
though.
sits, so where Mace Windu is always on the left-hand side of Yoda, right?
Yes.
When we're looking at it, that looks like Mace's seat. So is Mace around in this? Or is it just another?
I
Or
That's a
did
good
he just
point.
take somebody
Chairs
else's
Plo
chair?
Koon, where the flip is Plo Koon? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's a good one, Charlie. All the chairs are the same.
Yeah, they're all complete. I know we can't see all of them, but the fact that they are all uniform and laid out that way assumes that they would all be that way. And
Of
Yoda
course,
is the only
Yoda's
one
got
who
the
has a
most-
specialized chair.
Of course, Yoda's got the most badass seat. Everybody's like covered and in the shade, and Yoda's got the light behind him like he's the god. Like,
Ah.
you better sit the fuck down, young Skywalker. Like,
You know, I honestly, you know, and this ain't to sound like a bad person, but you know, Yoda's pretty short. I think I could beat Yoda. I really do. I think I could. Beat him.
What?
He's kind of small. I think I could beat Yoda.
What are you on?
No.
Yeah, I think my force ability is
Like,
stronger.
okay,
than
yeah,
his.
no force. Maybe when he's on his deathbed, and
yeah, when he's talking to Luke, that you just smother him with the pillow. Like, be quiet. You're mine. Haha, I win. Like,
Nick's
you
point
take Qui-Gon Jinn's robe. You better shut it.
Nick's point made me laugh. Never seen the CGI in the throne room so sharp. It doesn't have that early 2000s kind of Vaseline blur.
This is amazing. Like, just
This
watching
literally
this.
looks like a scene from Revenge of the
Literally,
Sith.
they could have shown me this 3-second clip and I'd have been excited for the game. That's it. That's all they'd have needed to show, just that.
No, wait, I'll show you the part that got me most excited.
Who are these?
Okay, yeah, who was those guys? Like,
Yeah, Again,
Me too, Dylan. I'm sorry. I'd pay to watch that fight too. Put it on pay-per-view.
Screw the bracket. We're doing Kyle versus Yoda, a deep breakdown.
Like, who are these guys? And why would you got a metal face? Like, they don't show you anything else, so you can't really tell like what they like, who they are, what they are. Are they a special guard? I'm guessing just from the look at the way that they're walking, it's kind of reminiscent of, you know, like
Kind of
a.
a military thing.
Well, no, it looks
Yeah.
more like a religious, you know, thing, like a religious. I can't think of the word. My brain ain't working. Something like that. That's what it looks like.
No, we did not see these guys in the beginning of Solo. That is a different species. That is the oh no, I can't remember the name because I know exactly because I had to go watch Solo to make sure that they weren't the same thing. Jeez. They're a crime syndicate. I know what you're talking about. But no, they're not. It's not the same.
I also wanted, like, obviously, I don't know my guns terribly well, but from what we see of the shape of those, they look a lot more like rifles than they do staffs.
It's a tall ass rifle.
No, but like you can see
Sorry.
the bottom part that's close to their hands looks like a, I don't know what you call it, the big bit at the end of a rifle.
It's just like, I don't know, just looking at this right here, it just kind of reminds me of like a Oriental funeral progression or something, like, you know, when they're walking through with, you know, and they're holding the staff or the whatever the long spears with the sword on the end of it. It just I don't know when you watch him walking, that's what it reminds me of for some reason.
A rifle with a bayonet. I know that one.
Dad.
It could be force pikes,
Force pike, yeah.
like an older version of it or something. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. C-3PO before he got his outer shell.
Yo, he got
No,
he got 4 eyes
no.
instead of 2. That's kind
My
of
pots are showing.
Right, I am ready to absolutely go over this. I wrote so many notes. So, obviously, we can assume that this is a droid similar to C-3PO, which means it was most likely made by Cybot Galactica. Similar style, similar aesthetics. However, like, we're seeing the kit build, like the sort of empty skeleton version. I'm guessing it's not C-3PO because the mannerisms are very different, the way the body moves. It's more likely to be some kind of sort of early version of like a battle droid-ish. But also, I'm so sorry. 2 seconds. Also, Anakin finds the parts for C-3PO on a scrap heap on Tatooine. And there's a very possible chance that this is potentially parts of droid that went to making sort of C-3PO. Hypothetically, I'm just theorizing.
What if this is during the time Obi-Wan's training Anakin?
No, I think that's too late for sort of the other kind of aesthetics and styles that we're seeing.
What if that is C-3PO before, and then when Anakin put him back together, he just didn't have all the parts, so he didn't have his other 2 eyes. And
fuck around!
Like
that would be awesome!
This dude got like blown up, and then somebody just took the bunch of the parts and dropped them on Tatooine. Drop it on this desert planet right here. Don't nobody give a hell about this planet.
And then a little kid finds him and puts him back together again, and he's a whole new man.
That would be like... I wish they could go back and like get all of C-3PO's memories from like.
What if he's the bad guy?
That'd be dope. That would be dope.
Maybe just the right hand man, kind of like a Bib Fortuna type deal.
Yeah.
I wouldn't make a droid the main. Like, I saw it in Last Shot with the Han Solo book, the Lando and Han Solo book, Last Shot, where a droid was. I don't see that in this. I don't think so.
Or he could have been like the first model of the C-3PO. Like he was the very first one that they came out with.
He's pretty naked.
There were a couple of versions of the protocol droid before this version. 3PO is considered a more modern version of the protocol droid series.
Does modern mean annoying? Or?
Well, I mean, like this could have been like the first one of his series that was made. You know, he could have been like the very first one, and he had a little bit different things going on with him.
Yeah, our 3PO is 3PO because he's a little bit damaged, has some quirks and some generalized anxiety. That's not typical of all protocol droids. That's just specifically
just
C-3PO.
Think about the shit he goes through, though. He's got to deal with R2. I'd have anxiety, too.
Do they do droid therapy? Is that...
Yeah, it's a droid talking.
A memory
it's a 3PO droid talking to the 3PO. Oh gosh,
I don't know the way that droid just moved a little bit. The way he moved just like that, he might have some problems. You know, he might have some issues. He was kind of twitching there a little bit, like he might have some mental problems as a droid.
It gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Okay, now this is the part right here, because this is the thing. This is 2 Jedi fighting. Both of the lightsabers are not red.
Training.
They're both green and blue. They could either be training or they're fighting over something. So this gave me the idea that this might have been the beginning of like the Sith actually kind of getting, looking for Jedis to bring into, to find a Jedi as a Padawan, trying to, convert or persuade a Jedi to come into the Sith fold to be an apprentice to one of the Sith, which would have to be, I don't know. I mean, that's my thought process.
In that case, it's way before episode 1. Because remember, Mace Windu talks about how, like, we haven't seen Sith in like hundreds of years, kind of thing.
Well, if this is set during the High Republic time, and the only reason I'm thinking that it might be set during the High Republic time is for the simple fact of that Disney has been pushing the High Republic so much. You got all the High Republic books, you got the High Republic comics, you got, all this High Republic stuff. It would just make sense to have a game that is based during the High Republic time. And Yoda it was around during the High Republic time. So, I mean, all of these things can still show us that this could be the High Republic time.
So I scrolled through this scene a couple of times, sort of shot by shot, frame by frame, and I'm gonna argue there's a high possibility that these two are already pre-existing High Republic characters that have appeared in the comics. Their sort of styles, hair color, lightsaber style and color matches with potentially Bell, Keeve, or Venestra. And also, if anyone's played Fallen Order, you may notice that building in the background is potentially
the Temple in Bogano.
It's Bogano, yeah.
Yeah,
it looks very, very similar to Bogano at its peak. Bogano or Zepho, possibly.
I don't see Zepho. I see more of a Bogano because of the green and the live.
Yeah.
If that's Bogano, that would be amazing.
That temple architecture is so similar.
As I was watching this thing and this part came on, this is when I lost my mind. I was like, man, is this a movie? Because I was half asleep when I woke up this morning and turned this on, and I was like, is this a new movie? When is this movie coming out? And then I was like, oh, it's a damn game, man. This is bullshit.
Man, you really stuck on not being excited about this. Damn it.
Okay. All right, let's see what else goes. Let's see.
Pause it.
Okay.
Pause it.
Okay. Hold up. Is that what's his face's ship? Oh, come on. Oh,
well, that was a good shot right there.
Dang, come on. Why does it keep moving?
Right there.
Okay.
That's a great shot of the ship.
Now in which one is it? Battlefront or whichever, the dude when they're asking him in Satine, and the guy with the Jedi Darth Maul, whatever his name is. I'm not good with all these characters.
Savage?
When it comes to no, not Savage. The Jedi.
Oh, Jedi. Oh.
In the game, in the beginning of the game, they don't put out 100 movies based on the game on YouTube. What is it called? The Old Republic or whatever.
The Knights of the Old Republic. I can't remember.
But that ship looks identical to his ship when they fly off when he's fighting Malgus and them. That ship looks a lot like his ship did.
It kind of looks like a YT model also. If you look at the front of it, it's got the escape pod.
Yeah, I thought I'd let you guys handle this because I'm not the best with my ships. Also, I think this is Zepho.
Yeah, Couture.
Yeah, Knights of the Old Republic.
But that looks a lot like his ship. So could this be set like right after the Sith Jedi Wars? Right,
but like Charlie pointed out with the Naboo starfighter.
Yep, it's right there.
That's hard to tell. That really is it could be, but it couldn't.
Dude,
be
it looks like one to me so much, and
it really is.
I mean, granted, it could be the N1L starfighter, so it was like the predecessor to that, like one that we've seen in the movies. So maybe like a little bit earlier, but still, like it just looks so much like the one.
I want to fly one. That's all.
I definitely think this planet is Zepho from Fallen Order. You've got the high kind of mossy cliffs. You've got the water.
The landing pads.
The landing pads.
You got the planets that are really close in the background.
Yes.
I mean, you got the moon, and then right behind it is another planet. Is this in the Hoth system like we saw when we first watched it? Because if you think about it, that planet's pretty close.
Well, only thing about the hot system is there's no rings on none of the planets in the hot system, which
That looks like there's a ring on this one. Like if you really look out there, it looks like there's
right
a ring
here.
on that planet.
Like right up, if you look right above the ship, it looks like there's a ring right here.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's gonna be kind of hard. I don't know.
That starfighter is just sticking out to me. It looks so much like the N1 starfighter, and that one doesn't get released until 33 UVY. So it's like recent.
Zepho is also in the Outer Rim, which I think lends credence to my theory. And yeah, this is the thing. There's so much leading you in the direction of this being purely High Republic, but then you look at that starfighter and it just doesn't sit with me that we're sort of way back in kind of peak High Republic. I think this is a little bit after and just before Episode 1 begins.
Hey,
what if Yoda's already
so
aware of...
Oh,
sorry. No, after you, my love. Go ahead.
It can't be Naboo because Naboo really prides themselves on very classy, elegant things. And to have such a trashy, rundown spaceport like that would be really against the Naboo kind of way. Unless if it's literally hidden somewhere, but this doesn't look very hidden to me. It's not... It could be in the Naboo system.
I don't think
because how would you get a starfighter all the way out there if it's on the outskirts and it's nowhere near Naboo?
See, I wish I could like zoom in because I want to see what type of ship this is flying off over here on the bottom right.
It kind of looks like one of those Hoth snow speeders.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's too hard to see it, so you can't really tell what it is. All right, let's keep going. Let's see if we can get any more detail. Okay.
There's a bunch of them now.
That gives me a Guardians of the Galaxy vibe. Yeah. He kind of looks like what's his name?
Ronan. Yeah, I'm curious sort of what the trend is at the moment with sort of all of these ridges. Like aliens, there's a lot of aliens in the kind of sort of sci-fi circles at the moment. Like Thanos' chin is a great example. Ridges everywhere.
I think it's just something that they found it just is a good seller point, so they're just utilizing it. You know, that's one thing that you look at when, like, because people be doing that all the time. They'll steal other people's ideas because it works and it did good on their franchise. So they, I mean, they all taking ideas from each other.
I just
want to know who these. Ooh. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. After you.
I forgot what I was going to say now.
I'm so sorry. I got overexcited. Also, all of these drumming sequences, it feels very, very ritualistic. And obviously, like as the music builds and builds to a crescendo, we're getting this sense of like they're performing some kind of sacrament, sort of like a kind of summoning.
I'm getting a real Mummy Brendan Fraser vibe. I'm not gonna lie.
It's so kind of like the.
So sort of like at the end of Rise of Skywalker when, when the Sith are chanting in the background, sort of like sense. Yeah, that's kind of what I got when I was writing.
My biggest thing is, it's like, I get a Guardians of the Galaxy vibe, but it's been 7 years since that movie came out. I don't think Ronan was that popular when it came out. I don't know why
CJ, he was popular.
It. He just didn't look nothing like Ronan.
He was popular, just not with the men.
What do you mean? I was happy Ronan was in the movie. He just didn't look like the Ronan I grew up reading in comic books.
CJ, the ladies loved Ronan.
Did really?
Thank you, Garrison.
I also wanted to point out, going back to this idea of a ritual, that also particularly in loads of cultures across the world, and especially in sort of like pagan religion, eclipses are seen as this deeply spiritual, incredibly powerful moment to be a part of. Like that you're literally like at the mercy of the earth and the solar system. And I wonder if kind of the eclipse is tied into this ritual, into this summoning, whether they're using the power of the eclipse. That's what it's about, fighting for I don't know. I'm excited.
Well, it would kind of explain coming up on the end. You got to think about it like, Indiana Jones, rip the heart out, type of ritual type thing, It could give that. I mean, you really got to think about it.
Okay, is this Hoth? Is this not? Hoth? I mean,
what is that symbol? What is that Y symbol?
So if I may point this out, I saw this earlier in the trailer. Somebody was wearing something with a similar kind of V or kind of Y look on it. I can't.
Well, and now if we go back to if they're basing this game off of the High Republic books, you think about it, we don't know technically what the symbol of the what the hell are they named, the Nihil are. So this could be reference to the new bad guys, which would be the Nihil and the New Republic books that you know.
Or it could just be the letter Y.
It could.
Or in Star Wars, the Star Wars name is just like Vev or something. Like
I'm
that's
digging.
What ships are those though?
Yeah, see, and I've never seen those.
I can't seem to figure out. All of the ships that I thought they were built much later on, sort of like original trilogy timeline, which is much later than this. So also they're
and cardboard
burning
cutout. Oh, go ahead, Charlie.
So sorry. They're also burning with purple fuel, which I don't think we've seen before in Star Wars, unless it's like a Clone Wars thing that I've missed out on. Or I thought that was quite an interesting touch, especially like purple isn't something you see too much of in the Star Wars universe, unless it's Mace Windu.
But yeah, cardboard cutout talking about how he thought we were getting a new The Who song. That it did kind of sound like that for a second.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, to look at them, they look kind of like, I mean, other smaller versions, but they look more Star Trek-ish than they do Star Wars.
I'm just saying.
They look pretty Star Warsy to me.
Nah, because if you think about it, the who was Worf? What the Klingons? It kind of looks like the Klingon warships.
It does.
That's what they look like.
Speaking of Klingons, I will admit that those ridged alien grey men that are drumming are giving me really sort of kind of like 90s Star Trek prosthetic.
Well, Ethan just brought up a good point. They kind of look like the Sith starfighters from the CGI trailer of Couture.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing is if you're thinking High Republic era, the High Republic era, there ain't no Sith really around. You know, they on hiding pot.
So what if that wasn't really Yoda then, but another species, like the same species,
that
but
was
another?
Definitely Yoda.
Yeah,
what if that was Yaddle? Damn it, huh?
Hey.
Nah, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that was
Also,
Yoda, but Yoda's 900 years old. He don't live through a lot of different time periods. You got to think about it.
These are the fighters that we see attacking the Trade Federation ships a little bit later on, and I wonder if this is them returning to base, because we also see this Y logo on the chest plates of the big army, like the big pan shot of the army, and I wonder if it's sort of... I have a whole theory about this. I'll get into it in a sec.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's just the Arabesh symbol. I don't know. It just looks like the
See,
Arabesh
I compared it with Arabesh, and there isn't a symbol in that alphabet that matches.
Yeah, there's like a Y looking symbol. And it means like,
You're making me check myself.
I'm looking right now.
Okay, we know.
Oh, we know that.
We know who that is. I mean, we don't know who that is, but it kind of, we definitely know it's a minority. So we know that.
Yeah, there is, Garrison.
And this is like Trade Federation era. So here is my theory. We know that in the prequel movies, the Trade Federation have a droid army that they control using those battle stations that are in the sky. What if the Trade Federation, at this point, they were trying to regain control, everything was expanding, capitalism, all of that kind of stuff, brilliant. What if they hired this in person, these like human creatures in the armies with the Y symbol, and that's the Trade Federation, and it all goes wrong? The army turns on them, they start losing control, which is why we see them using controllable droids, because they tried it once before and it didn't work.
See, that's a great theory.
That is a great theory. Or
Palpatine.
What if it is the Trade Federation and the planet that they're attacking, that's their army?
Ooh.
And they're fighting against the Trade Federation.
Yes.
And the Jedi get brought in to help the Trade Federation, and that's why they don't attack.
Or go help against or go against the Trade Federation. They're called in because the Trade Federation has done another blockade on another planet like they did Naboo, and they weren't supposed to do that. It goes against the Galactic Republic. So if it does that, because we see them ships attacking the Trade Federation later on in the Eclipse. So if we're seeing that, then we know that they were fighting against the Trade Federation.
I mean, that could also explain why the Trade Federation wasn't willing to negotiate with Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan. They went straight to trying to kill him because either A, they had been on the same team and knew what the Jedi were capable of, or B, they were already on hostile terms with the Jedi.
Yeah.
This is also very similar clothing to what we see both Gunray and Gilramos wear in the Phantom Menace, which I like. It's obviously like this big indicator.
What if
that
this is a young new
established?
Gunray?
See, I checked the facial similarities, and he's kind of like a mix of the two. Gunray is quite sort of wide and short, whereas Gilramos is a sort of a slightly different kind of nose and eye shape. But I'm guessing
Could be a younger version.
Differences. See, yeah, I thought he looks really old, but it might just be that we were blessed in the 2000s with smooth CGI versus hyper-realistic skin texture.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. All right.
Ooh.
Dude,
So dope ass lightsabers. I hope we can buy them.
I think I know who this is, hypothetically. So, babes, you listening? So, I assumed, the lightsaber on the left-hand side looks shockingly similar to Dooku's lightsaber. We also know that at some points in the comics when he was a Padawan, he used a saber that had that kind of yellowy tint to it, yellowy green tint. And the lightsaber on the right-hand side, I would argue that it is at least somewhat close to Cypher Dyas' lightsaber, or what we know to be Cypher Dyas' lightsaber. However, that would mean that the timeline is bumped up much closer to the episodes of like episode 1, 2, and 3 than we were originally sort of thinking, especially with these High Republic influences. But to counter my own point, that shape on the left of the person is quite feminine. There's sort of a curve of a waist, there's quite a slender arm, quite a delicate hand.
What if that's Cypher Dyas and a previous apprentice before Dooku?
Possibly.
And that's where Dooku got the idea for the curved hilt.
Yeah, possibly. You can also see before it ignites, there's that long kind of pin that sort of cradles the blade as it extends, which is identical to Dooku's saber. But he built his saber specifically as a response to becoming a Sith Lord, rather than it being. But we know from Kylo Ren that Sith often adjust their existing lightsabers to have sort of like a darker theme, etc., etc.
Well, and then you got to think.
I don't know.
Well, the curved handle. Yeah. The curved handle was because Bane had a curved handle, and that was something that was brought up too. Because it changes the variation of the whatever your lightsaber. Oh man, come on, brain.
It changes like
whatever
the angles
your technique.
and
it changes the angle
just
a little bit, so it causes a different angle when the blade comes in. Yeah. So there's been a lot of Sith over the years, and there's been a lot of Jedi that because they were trying to master their certain technique that went with more of a curved handle, so they would have a different angle that the blade would come in to throw off their enemy. So just having a curved handle, that's a pretty well known thing within the Sith and the Jedi. So that could have been something, and we don't know for a fact. The Sith are also known to give their Padawans a lightsaber of their master or something like that. When they kill their master, they usually keep their lightsaber and they'll pass that lightsaber on or utilize it themselves. So it could go back, and then how many Jedis have killed Sith and then took their lightsabers to keep them out of the hands of pirates and other people, because there was a very big lightsaber trade in the black market going on in Star Wars for a long period of time. A lot of people went after trying to get lightsabers when somebody was falling. So there's a whole room in the Jedi Temple that's just full of lightsabers that were taken from dark Jedis or Sith. So there definitely could be a possibility that the person never even made their lightsaber, or that they changed lightsabers at another time. But I do agree that looks more like a female than it does a male.
Yeah, I think these are new characters.
Yeah, obviously, I'm all here for bringing back the golden oldies, but I
Well,
also
and is
want
that
to point
hair?
out who. Oh no, it's
Yeah.
a big fur coat.
And just like the species from across them, they're wearing the same, like a similar outfit. So
I think they look like Wampas. What if Hoth, before like it was, because when we see it in Empire Strikes Back, it's a battle zone. What if Hoth was actually run by just hordes of intelligent Wampas? Who knows?
I don't know. I don't think they.
I don't see that. I don't see that. I'm
I don't
sorry.
think-
Dude, remember the old Battlefront mode where you could just fight
You
Wampas?
can play as Wampas.
Yes.
That was so
Yes.
fun. Oh my gosh, that's what it looks like right now.
Because I don't know. They don't kind of look like
Wampa
Wampas to me.
mode.
Yeah,
No,
I
no,
think what it looks like is it looks like it's a really cold planet because the Jedi on the right looks like
Very
he's wearing
cold.
like bear skin almost, like he's wearing like warm
Yeah.
clothes, and it looks like they're all dressed up like Eskimos. You know what I mean? Like just wearing.
Well, what
thick-
if the
One
Jedi
Jedi
is?
didn't
winter
show
coat.
up to the party right.
What if the Jedi on the right is of the species of the people that they're fighting against? Like he's the Jedi that was taken from that planet, and they sent him back there because he was relatable. They could
But why would they ignite the sabers though?
they
Bless
could
you.
Like
relate
if he's
to.
coming in peace, wouldn't he try
Yeah,
to
but
negotiate
if they're
with these people at
attacking-
They're
first?
charging, yeah.
They're
charging.
charging him, so of course, you know you're gonna draw your lightsaber out and be like, all right, okay, y'all want to go down that road? It's not gonna turn out too well for you, but let's see how this ends. Okay,
Who's this lady?
cute.
She's
Why
pretty.
is she so pretty?
She's so pretty.
my
I love
thing
that we can all
is
agree.
the headpiece.
Naboo,
Mm,
very like kind of traditional.
it's
sort
got
of royal.
Naboo, but it's also got Kaminoan feel to it too.
Yes, like Omega's headpiece.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But if you look at the headpiece and the necklace, they do go together. So I believe that's more of a Naboo thing, where they like everything that is traditional to be in one single style.
It's just hard to tell because I
Looks
mean,
like a damn Jedi to me, though. He's got
Yeah.
the robe look.
yeah, it definitely could be. I don't know. It just that
What
kind of
is
threw me
on
off because
fire?
I was like, you know, because Satine had a headpiece, so it's like, all right, could this be, you know, prior? Like, and we're just all just speculating on all this other stuff because that would be super dope.
So, part of Naboo culture, particularly for the royals and the queens, they wore things called suspensors, which were not suspenders, suspensors, which were pieces of ornate jewelry that were used to decorate headdresses, necklaces.
Yeah,
But
I don't know. It's
she's very pretty. I know that much.
she got the smoothest CGI skin I've ever seen. Like she is like flawless. Y'all made her too real looking. Too good.
Okay.
So they had like Garrison said he has that Y on his neck.
Yes.
And I'm guessing it's one of the people from the very beginning that's doing the drums. Got the same texture of skin.
That's true. Yeah, it's
Yes.
probably not the Arabic letter. It's
Oh.
like a symbol.
The helmets are also very samurai-esque, which I particularly enjoy. And also, Nick made a point that he thinks this Y thing is a corporation, and we're carrying on with the weird Disney-owned Star Wars preaching anti-capitalism.
Yeah, it's
And they are
possible.
like the most capitalist country. or-
Corporations, not nations.
Look
That's-
at their armor, though. That
I
is
don't think
just-
it's the grey guys. Because they've got noses. There's noses under those helmets. I
Yeah,
can see.
You're right.
Yeah,
But
and the
that's the
helmet
thing.
looks very
We don't
Darth
know
Vader-like,
how their
too.
species goes, though. What if those were like monks, and that was a part of their thing? Was like
But they
this sounds
remove
dumb.
their noses.
The noses are gone.
Are you high?
Take them off. We'll Voldemort in your ass.
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe they just did a whole lot of coke and they just their noses fell off.
They got
You know,
ghost
Ew.
cancer and just-
Hey man, the 60s.
leprosy. It was.
Hey,
no,
man.
this was they was on the spice. They was doing a
Oh
lot
yeah,
of
they were
spice.
spice. Death sticks. Do you want death sticks? You want to go home and rethink about it.
That's huge.
Okay, these are some big cannons.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
Like
It looks
That
very
is
What
really
if
like
this is like
weird.
an outer rimmed kind of species, like I like the Yuzon Vong?
Possibly.
well, Yuzhan Vong came from a totally different galaxy.
That's what I'm saying. Kind of like a different, like kind of like Thrawn was saying, like they come through from the outer rim, obviously, through a certain like from a certain waypoint.
We've got freaking like armored, basically sort of ATSTs. We've got an entire like a giant empire-sized ship, sort of like hovering over the entire thing. There's hundreds upon thousands of soldiers, and it goes back almost infinitely. What is this?
This game is going to be difficult if we have to face that shit.
I think this lends itself to the theory that this is the Trade Federation who owns this army, because think about how wealthy they'd be at this point. If this is like sort of peak to kind of tapering High Republic, sort of the start of kind of the prequel trilogies, think about how much money and how many galactic credits are available. It's a gold rush.
Well, I mean, and it could possibly be, that this is a planet. It's just a very wealthy planet, and they have a giant ass army.
Ooh.
Here we go.
Nemoidians as a species. I'm sorry, a monkey. Nemoidians as a species. They have things called purse colonies, which are groups of society / whole planets where only very wealthy and very respectable Nemoidians are allowed to live and exist. It's a really integral part of their culture. It's kind of like a caste system. I wonder if we're talking wealth and greatness in Star Wars, maybe this is another indication of sort of Nemoidian grandeur and power. But also we know that the Nemoidians' rise to power was entirely funded by Palpatine. Like the whole thing was done sort of under the ground, behind the scenes.
And it was even before that. It was with Palpatine's master. He had been building up. He was part of the banking clan, so I mean, he had unlimited funds. He was from the same species as the banking clan. So, I don't think that this is, I think this is prior to that. I don't know. I have a feeling that this is prior. I have a really, really strong gut feeling that this is High Republic era. I don't know why. It just seems, just the dress, just the way people are acting, I don't know. This to me, everything is more showing like the height of the galaxy's having money. Everybody's, trying to think. But my thing is this: is there ever a time in this galaxy that they are not fighting? Like Jesus, is there ever peace in this damn galaxy?
It's the Star Wars.
Plagueis, yes.
What do you expect?
I don't know why I can't ever remember Plagueis' name. But it just, I don't know. Everything resembles to me like High Republic, lots of money. It just like big armies, planets are wealthy. They're doing good. Everybody's doing good. That's what it's reminding me of. It's not giving me like right before, episode 1.
Can I just say this whole pan scene with this gives me a whole clone vibe.
No, massively, absolutely.
Literally, the way they're lined up, the way the ships are, it really gives me an Attack of the Clones vibe, where they're looking over all the clones going into the starfighters and stuff. But with this, like, I honestly feel like this is a Trade Federation thing. I feel like this is I got to give it to Kyle. I think this is a High Republic kind of thing. I feel like this is that era right before. I believe this is probably the beginning of the High Republic. Because this would make sense, like Garrison was saying about the Trade Federation. If the Trade Federation is involved and they get a bad taste of the Jedi, that's why they wanted to kill Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan in the beginning. What if Naboo was involved and they've always had a long-lasting hatred for Naboo, and that's why they blockaded Naboo?
Yep.
Because we do see Naboo, like, I'm sorry, in the beginning of this that is Naboo. I have to, like, there's no way that's not. I've never seen a planet shown that is that pretty, with that much architecture and that much like
that classical sense of architecture.
The Victorian look. It's kind of got a Victorian look to it, where it's very classical, it's very elegant, it's free flowing, but it has a certain amount of class to it.
Well, I will go play the devil's advocate right here a little bit and say that you got to remember when Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan showed up on the ship in Phantom Menace, they called Sidious. The Neimoidians called him and said, "Hey, man, the Jedi are here. What do you? We got to give up. And he's like, "Nah, kill him. What are you doing? What are you talking about? Kill him." So that's not a thing You know, they made that phone call. Sidious is the one that called that out. So I don't see.
Why did the Trade Federation want Naboo so bad? Out of all the planets that you could blockade, and out of all the fights you could have,
I mean, look at
you
Naboo.
pick Naboo. Yeah, I know,
Wealthy.
but why would you pick Naboo?
Well, because-
There's plenty of
So
wealthy planets.
Well, and it's not just that. It's because everything was set up. That's Palpatine's home planet. It was set up because he could control what was going on within the Senate because he was the senator from there. He also knew how Padme would react to this.
Yeah, monarchy is easier to control than government.
So,
that's true.
you know,
Look at the
it put
British
him
royal
in,
family.
and then it gave him, you know what I'm saying, sympathy for him to become the new.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a plan. It wasn't
To
necessarily
take
Trade
Valorum's
Federation
job.
wanted to. It was
Absolutely.
they just got him to.
You know, because it
But-
gave him the things for the no confidence in Valorum, and then him to be able to take over. Everything just fell into
Damn
place.
it,
So
Jar Jar, this
Naboo-
is your fault still. I'm blaming Jar Jar. All this is Jar Jar's fault.
All right, let's keep going. So, okay, we're seeing a lot more than people.
They're adding
The
up
guys.
quick with
So
the
that
drums.
I'm thinking that guy that was walking in the front there, that was in the army. I think that dude just happened to have a nose. I think it might be, you know, different
That's how they
parts
tell
of
the
the same
leaders apart.
species. Yeah, the leaders have noses because the rest of these they look exactly the same.
Yeah,
But right
that's
here we
very-
see.
Or what if
Yeah,
he became
this
a
is-
ruler somehow? Like
I
kind of
got
like
two
in
things
Mandalore.
of this. This looks very Trade Federation esque,
It is
Like,
a
this
Trade
is a lot
Federation
more-
battleship.
yeah.
You are
That is
completely
a Trade
correct.
Federation.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what it is.
and another thing, that ship is the same ship we saw in the other shot, but it's got
Yes.
red tail lights. It's got the red engine instead of purple, like Charlie had pointed
Yes.
out. The other one was purple. I think they're just red, and that maybe like the dust or the material on the planet just kind
Oh,
of made it reflect
yeah.
purple. Because like even
Ah.
in the
But can
like,
I can I
even in
still
the
go
Bill
back to
solar
that
system,
that
you know what I mean?
that whole scene with the army? You know how in Mandalore, if you defeat the Mandalore itself, you can rule Mandalore and rule the army. What if that character did that? Like Kyle was saying, what if he's just in charge because, you know, he's got a nose? But what if
I don't know.
he took out the rightful commander and that is what made him in charge of that and why he agreed to do what he's doing? Kind of like a Mandalorian type battle to the death, who rules whatever kind of deal.
I don't know. It's possible.
That was just the thought that went into my head.
I don't know. Looking at these ships, these just don't look like ships that we've seen before, and I don't know. They kind of don't reflect them other ships. Them other ships was more Y-ish shaped.
Well,
This
and
is
those
more
kinda
like-
look like those Hoth speeders. They have
They
that
do.
Hoth
I think
speeder
that,
look.
yeah. I think this is like another planet. I think this might be early Trade Federation kind of starting to take over other planets, like long before Naboo.
But these small little ships are attacking the Trade Federation ships, and if we're
Yeah,
under the
that's what
assumption that these are the ships under like, I saw they were referred to as like Y wings for the Y company, and yeah, I like this theory that it's the Trade Federation attempting to take control and that control backfiring massively. And suddenly they're under attack from possibly what seem to be some incredibly vicious and very, very accomplished pilots.
Yeah. And with how big, like we've seen these massive armies. We saw that
Yeah.
huge army. We've seen a bunch of starships. I think this could be like a major influence of why Trade Federation switched to droids and why Republic switched to clones.
Massively. Way more
The
control.
Too
Republic
much-
really
too
didn't
much
switch
loss
to
of life.
clones. They were kind of just sprung upon them. If we remember that. They didn't have really
Yeah, that's
much
true.
of an
But
army.
why they were so quick to being like, yeah, let's lose the clone. Let's use the clones. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
Oh,
Whatever them
Trench run
ships was,
energy.
whatever them ships was, they was putting in some damage. Because remember, the Naboo ships
putting in
was
work.
shooting at them. The Naboo ships was
Yep.
shooting at them, and they wasn't doing nothing. Literally, Anakin had to
protons
fly
up there, too.
inside the ship to destroy it. But look at these ships; they putting in some work. They blowing this ship up.
So
They
this
put in
is
some
early
work.
trade then. This would probably be early trade before they figured that they would be attacked.
Or
talking
it could be
like-
before shields.
Yeah.
Are we talking sort of like hardcore plasma cannons? Because I feel like
Those are some proton torpedoes.
Yeah, those look like
proton
that's what I was
torpedoes,
gonna
let's
say.
go.
They look like proton torpedoes.
Yeah, they putting in work. They're putting in some. Yeah, those are proton torpedoes.
That is giving me big trench run energy, which I'm loving. I'm really enjoying kind of this sort of mirroring of familiar ideas around Star Wars, and that makes me so happy.
Okay, did we see in the background that there's multiples of those
There are.
trade beds?
Well, that's what they
in
do. They
these shots,
surround the
there's
planet.
Hundreds of them.
Yeah, I just don't see that. I don't remember of any time seeing any ship that looks like these. I think this might be a new class of ship. These fighters, I do not see any time remembering in anything in Star Wars that I've seen ships like this. If anything, they kind of look like, I don't even know what they look like, but they might be close to Sith starfighters. But I think Sith starfighters' wings was outwards. They didn't curve under like that.
Rural Farm Boy might be onto something. If you guys look up what a V-wing airspeeder looks like.
V-wing airspeeder.
Yeah.
Let me look.
That is a really similar shape, especially with those like cannons at the front. And we love an enthusiastic chat. Thank you so much, everyone who's been joining in so far. Really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you.
They kind of do, but at the same time, it seems like they're protruding forward. Like the wings are going forward in
Yeah,
these
they're
ships.
kind of angled this way.
And them kind of like on the V-wing airspeeder, they're just down. But I don't know, they kind of do resemble.
That's the closest so far, I think.
So it might be previous V-wing. Something that was prior, or maybe this is the reason that this planet is so wealthy is because they build these ships for the Jedi because of whatever happened and the Jedi came and helped them out. You know, they called upon the Jedi to come help them fight this battle against the Trade Federation, and they built the V-wings and or different starships for the Republic because of that. I mean, that's always a possibility. I don't know. No, wait a minute. Because if you go back and you look right there, let me see if I can get it.
Right there.
No, hold on. Look at that. Sorry.
Dang, come on, stupid thing.
Oh,
On the right side.
That ship, that kind of H-looking
flat-
ship.
kind
Yeah,
of. Yeah, the
that's what I'm
H-shaped
talking about.
one.
That's the
What is it?
landers, the troop carriers. Those are how they landed all their droids on Naboo.
Oh, shit. So they do have droids at this point?
Maybe that's what that droid was. Maybe he was like
Wow.
a
Blow
early
my theory out the
edition,
water.
an early edition of their battle droids.
God.
Maybe they was
Those are some big ass drums.
Look at the cannons on them things.
Speaking of the drums, obviously massively inspired by the Japanese art of taiko, the drumming,
Yeah.
which I love, absolutely love. Also, like it's a nice throwback to sort of like particularly sort of Asian culture and martial arts movies being a huge inspiration for George and Star Wars in the first place. Like,
Well, you know
love
that carried over with Dave and John.
Oh
Dave
no,
and John
absolutely, absolutely.
They have used a lot of Japanese and Chinese references when it came
Mm-hmm.
to martial arts and stuff like that. See, now I'm stuck on this ship. I'm stuck on these ships.
Don't worry, it consumed me as well for like a good hour.
Because look at
Yeah, those are angled very forward. Yeah,
they're very forward.
They're not B wings. They're not A wings, Y wings, X wings.
That definitely protrudes forward. So that's going to be more of the Sith.
Birds.
I was gonna say that has a Sith starfighter.
That has
look
more
to
of a
it.
Sith starfighter look.
Yeah. Or at least some hint at kind of Empire Sith building. I don't know.
I'm thinking that this might be something totally new that we haven't even that they're going to bring out. Like this will be a whole new starship that we've never heard of before, because they don't resemble anything. Look at the detail on that. the way that it comes forward. The laser turrets is in the middle. There's nothing under the wings as torpedo tubes, so I'm guessing the torpedoes is coming out of the wings.
Yeah,
I don't know. I haven't seen anything like that before that I can think of, that I can remember in anything else in Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. And even if you go back, remember the one it showed like the big giant, the one scene where it showed the big giant army and flying over were a bunch of plane looking things. Those plane looking things that flew over that whole army really looked like the Sith Annihilator starfighters. Like
like a giant one.
Yeah.
But also another thing that
Oh, sorry,
Go
Carl,
ahead.
after you.
No.
This is why I leave these things up to you, because you guys know your ships a lot better than me. And it makes me so happy to see you bouncing ideas off each other. It's cute.
I can't remember seeing anything that resembles that. It kind of looks like so in Rebels when Thrawn was making the new X-Wings, how they had that protruding front, kind of like Kylo Ren's has that protruding front, but it's not an X-Wing, it's more of like a Y-Wing. So I'm thinking it's more of a totally new ship that we haven't seen before. I think this might be something totally new that they're going to bring in, but which is kind of hard because it's from the past. I don't know.
Whatever's happening, I'm excited. I'm here for it. I'm invested. I'm interested.
I don't know, because right there they kind of looked at flat though, like they're protruding, but they're still flat too.
Do you think their wings move like X-wings? I think that's a different ship. That looks like the ship that Obi-Wan has. Like when he's flying and doing the battle with Anakin with like the glass dome and the droid in the back.
Let's see if we can get a better look.
Look at their giant ships. You know what I'm talking about?
All those giant ships that are attacking. Ships.
Yeah. Those are. Look at those. Those things are massive. They're attacking the Trade Federation ship.
I think we're gonna get a whole lot of new stuff. A whole lot of new ships, a whole lot of new stuff, and so even if it is like High Republic time, and these are all old ships, but they're gonna be all new to us. I really think that's gonna be. I think we're gonna get a whole new book of ships. We're gonna get a lot of new characters.
Gimme.
I think it's gonna be. You know what them ships kind of reminded me of? CJ, Admiral Akbar's people, they had them kind of ships. Remember in the Clone Wars?
Oh yeah, the cow.
Yes.
Oh yes.
With that dome cover on the top of it, and then they were kind of like long and.
But they also had that kind of Naboo ship from the first one, like the underwater type deal with the dome. That Qui-Gon and that.
But no, them were kind of wider though. Them was wider. These are kind of more like a squid.
They have the calamari kind of look.
From the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
I also wanted to point out, I don't actually think we've had a chance to cover this yet. The whole premise of the story is that it's one sort of kind of big cinematic kind of playable movie. So every decision you make is influenced by other decisions around you. You choose your ending. You choose the path that you want to take. And I think from what we can tell, there's a variety of different character choices. There's Jedi, smugglers, bounty hunters. You really sort of get free reign, yet at the same time, we're being
like a first-player game.
Yeah, we're being shown this really intricate background story that I guess, like Skyrim, you can follow it or you cannot follow it. It's
and with that though, like with that freedom, because there's talking so much about choices and how every choice you make is going to make a huge difference. With that, it like you're gonna have to put like timeline. You're gonna have to place it long before the movie so that you don't make anything not canon. Does that make sense? It needs to be like kind of independent, so it doesn't affect the movie timelines.
No, absolutely.
He's Voldemort.
That is Voldemort. This is disgusting.
Okay, so Go ahead.
I wanted to point out, I've seen quite a lot of people making this mistake, and I think it's an important distinction to point out. That is not a man rising from the black goop. That is the black goop forming into a human man shape.
So that would
Really?
go.
Yes.
That-
If you watch closely, full arms and shoulders don't come out of the goo. The goo forms into the arms, become thick and
Watch it
full
again.
and split
Okay,
I want to
well,
watch it again. I want to
Yeah,
watch it
Let's
again.
rewind that. I didn't really
I
look
want to
at
watch
that.
that again.
I was
Now
getting
she says
a
that, I wanna
mummy
watch that.
vibe again. There's a lot of
Yeah.
mummy stuff in this.
So yeah, if you pay attention,
Like
it's quite hard to
Sandman?
spot.
Maybe that's
Yeah. Watch the arms.
it. Yeah, hey.
I don't know.
Okay, but that would go back to why they're drumming, more of like a ritual type
A summoning,
thing,
yeah.
summoning him into being. Maybe that's how they're
What
like.
the hell is he
maybe
gonna
that's
be then?
That's
he's
what
like
I
their
think. I think it's
king
ritual.
or something like that. Like he's their king, or they're creating the new ruler of their people, or that's just how their people are made. Their people are made from black goop.
It
So
does
their
also
nose,
give
so their
me,
noses
He's
form
an
after.
orc from Lord of the Rings.
I was going to say it does give me like Uruk-hai
Uruk-hai.
being pulled from
Yeah,
the goop.
Uruk-hai. Or the Dune fat guy.
Yes. Yeah. Obviously, I also think it's interesting to consider the point that obviously we see that there's like sort of quite a lot of space battles. That the Star Wars is happening. The space battles are going on. Obviously, the Trade Federation are very distracted. What if this is the ultimate bad guy? What if this is like the secret terror, the menace that makes it all go wrong? And like the Trade Federation battles aren't the real problem. This guy in the goo is the real problem.
Maybe the Trade Federation put a blockade on their planet because they knew how bad these people actually were. And it was called in by the Banking Clan and the Republic to put a blockade on their planet because they were the bad guys.
Trade disputes have also been used as a distraction before. This is a pattern that's happened several times throughout the Star Wars universe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just messing with stuff. Y'all don't blame me no more.
And yeah, I think it's really beautiful that we have this eclipse motif throughout the entire kind of trailer, and it's sort of being reinforced about sort of this power and this energy and this darkness that's like creeping over the universe and creeping over
Maybe
this
this
time
dude
of
is like
light.
the-
I am
peace.
pre-ordering this game. I'm already decided. Just by this trailer, I'm pre-ordering it if it comes out. I'm gonna give Kyle that if it comes out.
If
Maybe. Hey, what if we guys think? What if this guy is like the epitome of the dark side? Like he is the dark side, and the eclipse is the showing of the dark side covering the light. This dude is like the ultimate Sith. You know, he is the dark side, and
Like
the
Vitiate?
Jedi, like beyond vision, like
No,
Yeah, like
yeah,
the
kinda
embodiment
similar-
of the dark
similar
side.
to
Like-
Vitiate.
and the Jedi are sent out to fight this dude, and they're like, okay, man, this is like they're trying to stop him from being created.
What if that's what makes Yoda? Like, what if this is like an overall, like you were saying, he's the overall Sith, and that's what makes Yoda Grand Master is that he finally destroyed something so
Like this.
powerful.
Yeah, I mean,
That
'cause
would be amazing. I would so fuck with that.
we are also
what if he is the
invited
what if
into
he
the
is
world.
what if he is the sun?
Oh,
And this is how the sun was created. And then the son, after he was defeated by Yoda, he had to go to his father on Mortis.
Man, we didn't even really think about the Mortis thing. That's awesome. Way to throw that out there. I wasn't even thinking that.
Oh my god. This has been wild.
This
I also
trailer.
think-
Could Royal Fanboy, you got a good idea because it could be like Plagueis
Could
Reborn.
be Plagueis, yeah.
I don't know what. I mean, it's possible. Then come and after this game comes the Acolyte. Yeah, that like yeah, that I can see that happening.
All I know is I'm pre-ordering this once it comes in. Like the second pre-order is available.
I don't know. I need some.
I am buying
I need
the
some
overall.
game.
Yeah, I need
Need
some
some
gameplay
gameplay
footage
trailers.
before I commit.
Man, it's Star Wars. I'm gonna spend money on it either way.
Like I don't know, just watching
Yeah.
that preview makes me want to buy a game system just to play that game because I'm like, dude, the graphics on that is so dope. like just so realistic. I like literally when I was watching, I'm like, "What is this? A new movie? What is this? The Acolyte? What is going on? What is this? This is a damn game. Oh shit!" Like that's just crazy.
I
That's
don't
crazy.
pre-order games very often, and the last game I pre-ordered was Jedi Fallen Order.
But when I do, I drink a Dosoki.
But no, and like with this, like if this is open, if this is that open world game that they were talking about, that they were where every decision counts, everything comes.
Oh, not Ubisoft. Okay.
No, not the Ubisoft one. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think Ubisoft did. I think they gave over their rights, and I think that's where we're getting this. I think Eclipse is their open world.
Wait, when did that happen? When did they cancel the Ubisoft one? Ubisoft.
I don't think Ubisoft canceled it. I just don't think they're going to make it after this. If this is an open world game and has an open world platform, kind of like Skyrim and GTA and stuff, and it has decision making, such as I don't think Ubisoft will come out with their game.
I don't think nobody's coming out with a game.
Man,
That's fair. That's fair.
Always the cynic.
Hey, well, okay, and I wasn't gonna bring this up, but you gotta think about it. Kathleen Kennedy openly admitted that they were never planning on making the Rangers. It was never going to happen. It was all just something else for them to put out to people be excited about. There's no scripts. There's nothing. She admitted this in an interview. So I don't believe the crap that comes out of anybody's mouth when it comes to new Star Wars stuff until I can watch it. I can play it. I see it for my own two eyes. I just don't believe it because how do we know that they didn't just create this sizzle reel, this trailer, put this trailer out, and the game is never even going to come out? How many other games have they put out trailers or put out information about that never have came out?
The mall game that really pissed me off.
So
that
I mean,
amazing.
I got to be realistic here. I don't believe now if they do come out with a game like this, it's going to be a dope game just from the looks of it. But I just don't see it happening because they've done it too many other times, and there's been too many other Star Wars things that are supposed to have come out or is gonna come out, and it's just hype. It's just to build up the anticipation to keep Star Wars fans talking, and that's where I'm at because I don't want to be disappointed, even though I'm never gonna buy the game because I don't play games. But I know other fans that do play games, and I don't want to see anybody else disappointed. I don't want to see people keep on getting disappointed by Lucasfilms by promising us things that never happen. Because I mean, I went through the 20-year drought of no Star Wars, so I know what it is to keep your hopes up for all that time, and then finally somebody drops something. There could have been 10 more games come out by now. Or in the future, them announce 10 more games before they ever actually drop one. And then they can say, that's how George Lucas does it, because Disney can do that because they own Star Wars now. That's how George Lucas did it. Blame it on George.
But I'm guessing that we can conclude that we are all very excited, and I have thoroughly enjoyed this episode. We have absolutely chewed this trailer apart to the bone.
Yep. And everybody tune in tomorrow morning because we'll be back tomorrow morning.
19 days until Boba Fett!
Thank you for joining us for this meaty, juicy breakdown of that video game gold. Once again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the crew. Like this video, hit the notification bell to join our live shows. And before we go, I bet you can't beat the latest episode of My Impossible Quiz. Check out our channel for the playlist. Happy holidays.
Right,
nope.
Happy holidays.
I win every week.
One.
No, I'm joking.
I'm sorry, Charlie.
Sorry, Charlie.
Happy holidays, and join us tomorrow for the most outrageous Star Wars show on the net. Be safe, be kind, and may the Force be with you always.
Oh, wait, hold up. I messed up. Hold up, I messed up.
That was a great outro, and wow.
Hey, it was my fault. I'm sorry, I messed it up.
Thank you for tuning into LSR. If you enjoyed the show, consider subscribing so you can be notified when new episodes are released. If you would like to be a guest on the show or just want to give us some feedback, feel free to email us. You can also reach out to us on all major social media platforms. They're linked in the show notes below. Lightsaber Radio is produced by Pick Film Media and is a Swaycast original, starring Charlie Harwood, Garrison Turcott, CJ Elliott, and Carl McDaniel. And don't forget to join us next time for more adventures in a galaxy far, far away.